Hey, Justin.
What's up, man?
Merry Christmas.
I know. Merry
Pretty close to
Christmas.
Christmas. I think we're going to release this pretty darn close to Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. Marble Madness.
And what better way to do a Christmas episode about Marble Madness coming back from a break than with our good friend Slapper Bags?
Yay!
I don't know who that is.
Many years ago.
Yeah, so I thought it'd be funny. Facebook reminded me last night that we used to call our buddy John here Slapper Bags, and he hated
I don't know
it.
how that even got started.
I don't know either. That's crazy. But anyway,
Still don't know who you're talking about.
nice little throwback. Well, I mean, he's right here. This guy right here.
Yeah, well, actually, he's not in the picture. I
Really?
can't see him. There he is. Maybe
Okay.
he's in your screen. It might just be mine.
Okay.
Well, you are. I guess we should also mention Justin has had a plethora of computer issues. So, in order to get the episode out, he's actually doing this from his phone.
Yeah.
So, if it sounds like our audio is pulling a Carl, then it's
Yeah.
because Justin is recording from his phone. It probably sounds like doo doo, but he's got a nice
Should
phone.
be.
So,
Should be. By next episode, we should be up and running with the computer again. So this should be a one-time thing.
Yeah, you get an A for perseverance and an F for computer repair skills. So
Yeah. And let me tell you this. Everybody's like, oh, apples never fail. Apples never fail. Okay. I borrowed a friend's Apple to take my exam on last Monday, right? And guess what happened when I tried to start the exam?
it failed.
The Apple computer failed. So there you go.
that'll teach you.
Yep. So
I thought we should stick with 8-bit operating systems.
That's right.
that's right. That's right.
Nothing but Nintendo all the way.
Mm-hmm.
So before we kick into Marble Madness, a lot of stuff has happened since we last recorded a show. Because it's been, what, a month now? At least a
Yeah,
month?
it was before Thanksgiving, I believe.
Yeah, I think it was. Because we were
Actually-
planning on recording a Thanksgiving episode, and then that didn't really happen.
Actually, I think it's been a little over a month, actually.
Oh.
Anyway,
Wow. Okay. Anyways,
Yeah.
sorry to everyone for that.
yeah.
But we're back. And so in the meantime, I've finished up my semester and passed the big test that we had talked about me being so worried.
Yay.
Which
Michael is
applause,
now an engineering intern.
applause for Mike. Good for him.
Yay.
Yeah, thank you.
If
So,
I had my computer, I'd play the little applause, but
oh yeah, I could. Can I toot my own horn here?
toot your own horn, please.
Go ahead, please do.
I'll toot my own. That's not the right button. Which one is it? I don't even remember how to toot my own horn.
Oh,
That's pretty
it's,
sad.
I don't know. It's,
I don't remember how to toot your own horn.
hang
Hang on.
Oh.
Yeah, there we go.
Wait, okay, you get one, not both.
Well, I did an applause and then I did a toot.
Dude, you did a toot?
Yeah. Also known as pulling a Carl Mini.
On my computer, I had a little, one of those little party blower. What do they call those things?
Mm-hmm.
They call them something.
Party blower?
Well, anyway,
Party horn.
Hmm.
I don't know.
I had that noise. I would have played that noise, for you.
You know what? We need to get one of those. This may be what you're talking about. That noise. What is that called?
No, it's like, bah! Just the things that roll out,
Unrolly thing.
Yeah.
I got you. Like a kazoo on steroids.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. I do have a kazoo. Yeah.
Anyways, so I feel much relieved. I feel like I can get back into the podcasting thing pretty hardcore, or as hardcore as we were before, So I'm not as stressed out about that. But also in the meantime, something really cool is a listener of the show contacted us and said, "Hey, I'm a pretty awesome artist. Not to again with the toot and the horn, but not to toot my own horn, but I'm a pretty awesome artist. So,
Right.
Can I help you guys out in any way?" And I said, "I don't know. Let me think about it." And then I said, "How about you try to redesign our logo and see what it looks like?" So he did, and it looks amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So we're getting a new logo. I guess I could give a little tease here of it. But the new logo is, if you're watching live, you're going to get a tease. If you're not watching live, then you're going to have to wait until, I guess probably when this episode releases, you can see it. So here's the little tease for the live audience. There it is.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So let's toot his horn because that looks pretty good.
It's a pretty awesome.
Not only
a pretty awesome little thing there.
Let's see. What's this?
No! Wrong one! Wrong one!
Wrong horn.
Toot the other one.
There we go.
There we go.
Yeah.
Gong. Although on the 70s show, The Gong Show, the gong was a bad thing.
Oh, that's right.
Okay, well then
It was
let's.
like American Idol, but they gonged you if you were bad.
Oh. Well, let's give him one more good one then. There we go.
Cash money? We're not paying him for that, though.
No, he said it was a gift.
Okay. We just made a money sound, but we're actually not going to give you any money for that.
He didn't want any money.
We will toot your horn.
Yes.
Thank you for that.
And we'll also make him an honorary dude. So, without further ado, the new honorary dude is Jason Knopp. And I probably mispronounced your name, Jason, but Dude Knopp.
I think that's right.
Dude Knopp. Congratulations on your honorary dudeship, and thank you for the amazing new logo. All right.
Yes.
I think that's pretty good on announcements. What do you think?
Yeah.
Were you able to pull up some history and tidbits and such on a phone rather than the computer?
There is a lot of history on this game. But before that, do we want to talk about Christmas now or later?
They make Christmas versions of Now or Laters?
Oh, I never liked
Ooh,
them.
that would be good. They taste like
Like peppermint or something?
Candy canes. That's the thing. Like, I love Christmas, but candy canes I'm not a big fan of. I'm not a big peppermint fan.
I love peppermint. Candy canes are not the most efficient form of eating peppermint.
Have you tried the little Andes Christmas mints?
Yes.
They're
those
like
are good.
white chocolate peppermint.
It's like
Andes
peppermint
mints.
bark or something.
Oh,
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Did you go to the Loudon Christmas Parade?
No.
Oh my gosh, we went, and I've never seen so much candy in my life.
Did they pelt you with candy canes?
There was a lot of candy. So my daughter, gotta make sure she's downstairs so she can't hear me, is getting a Wii U for Christmas.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, which means I'm getting a Wii U for Christmas. So, yeah, pretty
Isn't that
excited
awesome how
about
that works?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm so happy that you guys are because I love the Wii U. It's such a good little system.
I wonder if our parents got as excited about it getting us a Nintendo as
No.
I get excited. Yeah.
Mine did not. No,
Well,
not a chance.
Not to brag, but my daughter's getting a little mini shopping cart for Christmas, which means that I'm getting a little mini shopping cart for
Yes. Yes. That's awesome. Yes.
All right. So you're going to set her up a little grocery store and stuff so she can go shopping?
Yep. Just shape back to her little play kitchen.
All right. And what did you say?
Well, she has a little play kitchen.
Oh, play kitchen. Yeah. I've seen the play kitchen. It's nice.
I feel like we're focusing on the wrong games here, though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're kind of shoehorning your little girl into a stereotype.
Yes.
Going shopping, baking in the kitchen.
I have no problems with that.
Okay. That's fine.
Oh, gosh.
Lenore, if you're listening to this.
Lenore.
Well, the chances that any of our wives are going to listen to this is slim to none.
Yes.
Let's just be honest here.
I played about 10 minutes of the podcast for Amber one time, and she said, "What is this?"
Yeah.
Do you not know? Can you not tell? She's like, "Yeah." Can we go back to listen to music?
Yeah. Yeah.
Lenore said, "This is what you did for an hour and a half?"
Yeah.
Yes.
This is what you did. This is just you talking
with this faint look of disgust on their face.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, you want to talk about Marble Madness now?
Yes.
It's on the background of your. I'm distracted by the Marble Madness. The madness of Marble Madness back there.
If you look back there, we were playing it this morning, so it's still on the TV. We left it on the TV so we get good burn in.
We got about 15 games in about 2 minutes. So
yeah, it's like it's ridiculously. Well, we'll talk about it in the gameplay, but yeah. I also played it this morning. I got a question for you, Michael. Well, we'll talk about it on the quest. You ready for some history?
Yeah.
Okay. So Marble Madness is originally an Atari game, an arcade video game, actually, created by Atari, where a player uses a trackball, which would be interesting to play this game using a trackball, I think.
Oh, man, that would be
I would love to play with a trackball. I've never played the arcade version.
Yeah, it would be a lot of fun. It was created by a guy named Mark Kearney with the help of a guy named Bob Flanagan.
Bob.
Yeah, who was the software engineer, as Mark Kearney was the lead designer. Now, the interesting thing that I thought about this game is these two guys were actually working on a different game together. They were working on a video game based on Michael Jackson's Thriller, which I really wish would have happened. But unfortunately...
There's a Michael Jackson game based on, it's called Moonwalker. It's based on like the Smooth Criminal days.
Yeah, Smooth Criminal based, yeah. But this one would have been Thriller, and they worked on it for 10 months, and then the dang video game crash of 1983 happened. Dang. So if the video game crash had never happened, we would have had a video game of Michael Jackson's Thriller.
So instead of talking about Marble Madness, we would be talking about Thriller.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Video game crash.
I'm okay with that.
So
maybe I'm in the minority. I'm okay with that.
You would not want to play a Michael Jackson's Thriller video game?
No.
Do you like Moonwalker though, don't you?
No, it's terrible.
Well, in a Thriller video game, wouldn't you turn into a werewolf?
Or a giant cat. I always thought he looked more like a giant cat.
But for gameplay purposes, we'll say werewolf.
Well, you would be in a movie theater with a girl, and you'd be trying to scare her, right?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you turn into a werewolf.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. That's it. That's the game.
Yeah.
I would take a teen video game over a Michael Jackson Thriller video game.
The question I would have about a Michael Jackson Thriller video game, if you're Michael Jackson in that game, wouldn't you be the bad guy? Because isn't Michael Jackson like a ghoul? He's like the bad guy.
He's a zombie, right?
I think the Michael Jackson Thriller video game, you would play as the girl trying to escape Michael Jackson. Yeah. In which case, it might sort of seem like a different kind of game.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's actually another Michael Jackson video game.
Just saying.
Yeah, except you wouldn't really. I don't think you'd be a girl.
And you may not be an adult.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going down a bad hole.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what.
Okay. So after that happened, Atari wanted to focus more on providing a distinctive experience through the use of a unique control system and by emphasizing a simultaneous two-player mode. So then that's where they got into the idea of making Marble Madness. Kearney, who was the lead designer, he was inspired by miniature golf, actually, and racing games. So he wanted to like combine miniature golf and racing games, and also design that was inspired by MC Escher. Which MC Escher, I don't know if you guys
totally makes sense now.
Yeah.
Have you heard?
We were
this?
actually commenting on that earlier.
Yeah. So he was inspired by MC Escher's abstract landscapes and 3D design. Then he was also a big fan of the 3D graphics used in Battlezone and iRobot. And so that's what led to his inspiration for the designs of Marble Madness's courses. Which there's you can find online like conceptual pictures and how they describe them. They're pretty interesting, pretty cool. If I had screen share, I'd pull them up, but I can't do that, unfortunately. But yeah. So yeah. Obviously, it was kind of a pretty popular game, especially in the arcade, and then was ported to several different systems, almost every system under the sun. And in 2008, the Guinness World Records listed it as the number 79 arcade game in technical, creative, and cultural impact.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
And Marble Madness also was one of the first games to use true stereo sound. And
but not on the NES, unfortunately.
But not on the NES, right. So then it was ported.
Justin, is this the concept art you're talking about?
Yeah, it's pretty.
Just for the record, we'll talk about this in the gameplay, but that bottom left picture there, all of a sudden things are making a lot more sense.
Yeah.
So Electronic Arts and Tiger Electronics released handheld and tabletop LCD versions of the game, and Rare was the one that developed it for the NES. And it was released by for the Amiga. Well, how do you pronounce
I call it Amiga, but I don't know. It's whatever.
I also call it Amiga.
Yeah.
Imagine I have to get an official ruling from the community.
So
Justin, you said that Rare helped develop it. Does that mean David Wise did the music?
No, David Wise did not do the music. Well, I don't know. Maybe for the Rare version, it doesn't say. But he didn't obviously he did do the music for the arcade version. That's only the names that I have is for the arcade version.
I didn't know if he just did the ported over versions on the NES or not.
He may
the music's
have.
really good. We can talk about that later.
Yeah, I thought the music was really good, but I don't have any information on whether he did or not. Maybe he did. I don't know. But the Amiga, Game Boy, and Sega Mega Drive versions were called some of the better versions, and the ones for PC and Game Boy Advance were among the worst. I don't know how they rated that, but anyway, so Michael, did you have this game? Did you buy this game? Did you go on some quest? Or did you get it from some way that I think you may have got it?
I got it from Neighbor Kid.
Oh, never mind.
How did you think I got it?
It was in the junk box.
Oh.
Because I almost got it.
That's not where I got it from, but cool. That's cool. It's good mention.
Because I almost picked it.
Mine's a boring story. I got it from that bunch of stuff from Neighbor Kid. And Neighbor Kid and I used to play it all the time back in the day.
Cool.
Yeah,
cool.
It's on the screen behind us. Again, here it is.
Yeah, Neighbor Kid's high score still on there. It's like 100 billion.
Nice.
Not really.
Dang old Neighbor Kid.
Not really. But no, I did. I forgot that it was in the junk box. So yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I guess it'll go into the next junk box because I've already got it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, because I put a couple games in, and I was trying to decide which games. I figured game for game.
Mm-hmm.
And I almost picked it. And then I picked Castlevania 2. Probably.
Kind of wish you would have got Marble Madness now, huh?
I do too. Yeah. Kind of kicked myself a little bit when you said this was the next game we were going to play.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
All right.
It's not a terribly expensive game to pick up, though.
No.
So.
Yeah, and I did actually find it.
Later in the show, we'll talk about that. But yeah, no, my quest was pretty boring. It was just a neighbor kid.
Yeah. Just stole it from my neighbor kid, huh?
Yeah. Well, he gave it to me. It was a gift. Christmas is the time of giving.
'Tis the season.
All right. Do we want to just talk about the game? You want to get into the game?
Sure.
All right. I'll start with some memories that I had playing it in my younger days. Like I said, neighbor kid had it, so he would bring it over to my house all the time. Usually my house was the go-to house for the gaming because I lived in the basement. And it was easy to not be bothered because I lived downstairs. So neighbor kid would come over.
Unless you're being bothered by kittens.
Right. Yeah, Have we ever told that story on the podcast?
I don't think so.
We might as well. This is not going to be a long discussion about Marble Madness, probably. So I had a cat named Zelda, which I think we have discussed.
Mm-hmm.
But she was I'm trying to keep this family. She's promiscuous. She's a bit promiscuous.
Well, she's a female cat. I mean, that's kind of what happens.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So anyways, she has a litter of kittens. She has a litter of kittens. No big deal. We give most of them away. But my little brother wanted a cat, so we pulled from her litter. We pulled a kitten out, and so he had him a cat, and I had my Zelda. Right. He named his cat Princess. It was a girl. I'm not sure why he wanted to call it Princess. Maybe it's because I named mine Zelda. I don't know.
Yeah.
But he had a cat named Princess. I had a cat named Zelda. Next thing we know, both cats have a litter of kittens at the same time.
Whoa.
And so I can remember laying like in my bed late at night. Or no, it was when I was getting ready to wake up in the morning. I was getting ready to wake up, and I'd roll over, and there was like 13 kittens in my bed.
Oh, yeah. It was pandemonium in your house.
Yeah. I didn't put them there, but Zelda would bring them up into the bed with me. So I wake up with like 13 kittens plus a full-grown cat in the bed next to me.
Yeah. And the best part was them battling over whose kittens were whose.
That's true, too. That's true, too. Because they both lived in our house. Princess and Zelda both had a litter at the same time. They got confused at whose kittens were which. And eventually, the sad thing is Princess gave up. And so Zelda was trying to nurse like 15 cats by herself. It was pretty bad. But yeah, that's my story about, that's my kitten story.
Yeah.
Lots of cats.
Yeah.
And now I don't even own a cat. I got my fill of cats. I'm catless now. I have a dog.
Now, and yeah, if you went over to Michael's house, it was like just kittens everywhere in the basement because, your parents are like, just put them down there with Mike.
Yeah. Well, they didn't want them in the main part of the house. So
is that what they did with things they didn't want in the main part of the house, like in the basement?
That's probably why I was there
with Michael. Yeah.
Whenever they got tired of Matthew, they just say, "Matthew, go see Michael." I hear the door slam behind him.
Get out of the main part of the house. Go to the basement.
Yeah.
So anyways, we played many a game of Marble Madness down in my basement. I don't think I ever got the high score. I could never even knock the sweep guy off the top of the high score board, on the default high score board.
Mm-hmm.
So those are my memories of playing this game when I was younger. John,
I did not play this game.
You did? Oh, okay. So this is a new one for you.
Did you play it any time prior to the show?
Not that I can recall. I think this was the first time I've ever played it. And it's interesting that I hadn't played this. Hey, Leah, can you go for right now?
Stop firing off the grenade launcher.
Yeah. Anyway, so with this game, I thought that I would have really liked this game in my younger days because I really like pinball games. Like I was kind of addicted to pinball games. And this is kind of almost similar to a pinball game in a way.
A little bit, but you're kind
I
of
would
directly
like-
controlling the ball.
Yeah, but this would have been a lot of fun for me, I think.
See, I remember playing this game growing up when we had an NES. I don't have very many specific memories of it. It's kind of one of those games that sort of gathered dust for a little bit, and you're like, oh yeah, Marble Madness, let me play that. And then you play it for like 10 minutes, and you're like, oh, I see why I don't play this game very often.
I think that's exactly what this game is, because that's kind of what it was for me after the whole neighbor kid and I would play it all the time thing. Like the rest of my life, it was a game that I'd be like, oh yeah, I kind of feel like playing Marble Madness. I play it for about 10 minutes. I'm like, okay, I'm tired of Marble Madness.
I'm done with Marble Madness.
But I always come back to it.
Yeah.
It's a quick play game that just, sit down and play it for a little bit and then you're done.
Yeah. I mean, and we'll talk about this in a little bit, but it's just, there's not a lot more you can do than 10 minutes of it.
Yeah, you know what I've got?
A manual.
Sort of. I have the Amiga manual.
Oh.
It's the only one I can find.
Apparently that's the better version, so.
It's the only one I can find. So here's
I don't understand how they gauge what was the better version. I don't see how you could really make a bad version of this game. Of course, I've not played all the versions, but it's like, how do you say that one? I mean, you're doing the same thing, right?
Well, some systems had a ball controller,
Okay, yeah, that might change it. But other than
like
that,
scroll wheel controller. I don't know if the Amiga did or not. If it did, then it did have a trackball. So there is a trackball option. Wow, this is a giant manual, by the way. There it is.
Two quick notes, really.
2 pages.
First of all, yeah, the cover art for the Amiga actually I think looks a little more rad than the NES one.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I just noticed this on the Amiga version. Maybe I missed something on the NES version. The manual for Amiga says you can turbocharge your marble. Is that just something I've never known about? Can you do that on NES?
Ooh.
Simply press the
very
joystick.
bottom.
Yeah. Press the button. Huh. I've never even tried hitting the A or B button.
I know.
I've honestly never even
That could
tried
change the game entirely.
I know. I feel like I want to pause the podcast and just like walk back here to the TV and just try it real fast.
Yeah. Can I turbocharge this?
Yeah, because
I kind of feel like an idiot if I never knew.
I'm going to feel really dumb.
It's possible.
In fact, I feel like I should go try this.
John, you go try it.
Okay.
I'll keep going here.
I'm going to be right back.
Okay. All right. Oh boy, this could be revolutionary.
Yeah. Can you see John's trying it? Of course,
I can see John.
he's not even bothering putting his name in.
No,
There's the
Here we go. There's the awesome music.
Whoa!
Let's all listen in.
I think it works. I think.
Now, does it really work, or is your mind just playing tricks on you?
Oh gosh, I hope not. No, it works.
Okay.
I'm almost positive hitting A turbocharges marble.
Who knew?
But there you go.
Now I know what I'm doing after the podcast.
Yes.
Playing Marble Madness for 10 minutes.
Yeah, and then going to
Turbo.
work. Play Marble Madness for 10 minutes, going to work.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But that
And
just
I'm back.
revolutionizes the game.
I know.
It changes everything.
All the
Maybe.
Marble Madness fans listening to this podcast are going to be like, these idiots don't even know the turbo button.
Dummies.
I've only been playing this game for like 25 years. You know,
Well, and you're just who think? Okay, so you're moving a marble on a screen. Who thinks to hit a button? You know,
It's
I don't
true.
know. People who had the manual, I guess.
I guess the 2-page manual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, John,
Yes.
can I get you to either turn that off or something?
Okay.
I just don't want to burn in on my LCD.
Why?
Burn in, maybe. Burn in.
Oh, okay. Okay.
On the front. Actually, I don't even know. Get the remote. It's right there.
I remember
This
my
is-
grandmother's TV in her bedroom had the Tetris screen just burn into her television.
Yeah. Hey, how's that for
You turn-
behind the scenes podcasting?
Yeah.
Hey, John, could you please turn my TV off so it doesn't burn in?
Okay.
There you go.
Well, now I just need to go back and reassess everything I knew about Marble Madness.
Here's the thing. I think having the turbo button is just going to make me fall off the side more. So
Yeah.
I don't even know if I'd try to use it. And
More
maybe every now and
reckless
then-
abandon is all that's going to be.
Yeah,
Well, I think there's two ways to play the game. One, and I think I saw this when Mike and I were playing before the podcast. One is the reckless abandon, fast as possible, fall off the edge a whole lot, which is what I did, and probably why I lost. And the other is take your time,
Cold
go
and
carefully, don't fall off the edge a whole lot, which is what Mike did, and why he's on the high score list. And I made it past level 2.
cold and calculated is what I like to call it. Although
It's
I guess you
called
could do
what?
a calculated turbo. So
Yeah.
I'd be willing to try it. But it's kind of, to me, it's kind of like, okay, I'm not a professional race car driver or anything, you know. My
You
car
aren't?
goes.
I was under the understanding that you were a professional race car
I wouldn't be
Sorry.
doing this podcast.
I hate to break everybody's image of me, but I'm not a professional race car. I have a car.
Oh.
It goes maybe, I don't know what the top speed is, 200 maybe. It's a pretty fast car, but it's not a race car.
What car
Right.
do you have now?
Volkswagen Jetta GLI.
He has a
It goes 200
Formula
miles per
1.
hour.
I don't
What'd
know,
you
maybe
say?
not 200. I don't know. Between 160
I
and
would
200.
say 160 maybe.
It's got a turbo, buddy. It's got a turbo.
Is it 6-cylinder?
165?
It's 4-cylinder with a turbo.
No, it's 160.
Okay. All right. Sorry. I
I'm
didn't
going
know
to look it
that.
up.
Does it have to be divisible by 4 or something?
Yes.
Yes, that's the way 4 cylinders work.
Okay.
Well, 200 is also divisible by 4, so that doesn't work.
Are you sure? Look it up.
Yes,
see how
Mr.
fast. See
Engineer.
how fast it goes.
Gosh, I'm learning things about Marble Madness and Rick cars and everything in this podcast.
I'm looking it up.
Do you say TDI?
No, that's a diesel. GLI
GLI, okay.
or GTI. It's the same. Got the same engine, so it's probably got about the same top speed.
GLI top speed's 162.
Oh, that's fine. It's whatever. It's still. It makes my point even more poignant here. Okay.
It's a very poignant point.
I'm not done with my point, John. So my car goes about 160. All right. I'm not a professional race car driver. I don't need a car that goes 250 miles an hour. If you gave it to me, I'd probably just crash. That's what I'm saying about Marble Madness and the turbo button.
Ah.
I'm not skilled enough to use a turbo button on my Marble. If I had it, I'd probably just wreck it.
See, I think there's judicious application of the turbo button. Now, if you're like me, you're just going to be hitting it willy-nilly and running off the edge even more than you were last time.
I got you. So what you're saying is if like I had nitrous on my car or something,
Yeah. That's
then
probably...
like only use that when I'm trying to get away from the cops on the interstate or something.
Does that happen often?
Yeah, exactly.
No, it never happens. It's never even come close to happening. But
But it's there if you need it.
it's there. So that's the way it would be. Yeah. John would be constantly hitting the turbo on his car or the nitrous on his car, would be crashing into trees, off cliffs, while I would just wait until the right moment.
I don't know about constantly. I'd probably only do it once.
Yeah, I don't know. Not many times you're going to hit a tree.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's back to Marble Madness.
He's no crab man. Professional driver.
Hey, now Crab Man, he needs a car that goes super fast. Although he drives pretty much the same car I do.
Yeah, and what was that car Crabman drove on that like racetrack?
He drove a Ferrari on the racetrack.
Yeah.
His wife for his birthday, his wife got him a track visit where he got to drive a Ferrari on a racetrack.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that looked pretty cool. He had a video of it.
Yeah. This doctor friend was telling me about he was in Vegas and he drove apparently, there's a NASCAR track in Vegas.
Yeah.
Well, the infield also has like a road track.
Mm.
And he drove a Porsche on it. I don't remember which Porsche. But, the thing about that is I'd be super nervous that I would wreck the car and then be like, this is a $160,000 car and I cannot pay for that.
I'm sure they have some kind of ridiculous insurance on the cars.
Yeah. You know, you just wreck the car and you're like, well, it's been real.
All right. We'll see you later.
See you guys later. You got can I have my driver's license stuff back, please?
Yeah.
I didn't give you my
go.
social security number, did I?
I've got somewhere to be.
If I was going to drive home, which car should I take?
Yeah.
Should I just leave you my minivan, or what's the?
Well, this has been fun. This has been fun. Okay. Are you wearing an ASPCA shirt?
No.
Hello.
Doesn't her hair look good?
Yeah.
It looks like she just got back from the beach.
Yeah.
She got a perm.
Did you just get it done or something?
Yeah, she got a perm.
No, it's a body wave perm.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't know what that means, but I trust you. I got a haircut the other day. It cost me $10.
Yeah,
Nice.
It's so terrible. You had to wear a hat.
Yeah. Well, you know what's funny is Felicia was with me, and I was wearing a hat actually when I went in, and then she cut my hair, and I didn't put my hat back on until I got back in the car, and I was like, I feel like it's kind of rude if you go in with your hat on.
Bye, Justin.
And bye. And as soon as I get through cutting your hair, you just put your hat right back on.
Yeah. No, don't want anybody to see this.
Yeah. I know you just worked pretty, hard on this. I don't want to show it off.
Yeah, I know this is what you do for a living, but don't expect me to advertise it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, anyway, well, we've kind of gone on a tangent here.
Boy, have we. So, Mike stepped out for a minute, but I feel like we've covered thoughts for the game now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Seeing as how we all just played it probably 15 minutes before jumping on the podcast.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you, but we managed to cram in like 5 games in about 15 minutes.
Oh, yeah? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about. Now, I did see there was a speed run on YouTube in under 3 minutes.
In under 3 minutes.
In under 3 minutes.
I'm going to have to go look that up. I have a hard time believing that.
I don't know if it was. You know what? I didn't even finish it. I didn't even have respect enough to watch the end of it to see if they actually beat the game. I just. It may have just been 3 minutes of me playing it.
No, wait a minute.
But they were finishing the level in They were finishing each level in 5 seconds. It was ridiculous.
You know what it was? They were probably using the turbo button.
Yeah, I'm sure they were. Actually, I'm sure they were. Yeah.
That's. I wish if we'd known that existed.
Yeah. They could give you some tips and tricks.
I know.
Of course, if you watched that video, you probably would have been like, how is he going so fast?
How is he moving that quickly?
Yeah.
And somebody, and just to, not to spoil what we're talking about later, but somebody did post the speed run to the Two Dudes Facebook page.
Oh.
So we'll have to check that out.
And it's under 3 minutes?
Yes. Can you move your clock? Yes. All right. I'm going to let Mike jump back on real quick.
You have it.
Hand this on. Yeah.
Yep.
I gave it to Leah
If she wants it.
downstairs.
I'm back.
We'll go look for it.
In typical John fashion, he parked behind Amber so she couldn't get out.
Ah. So did he have to leave?
Yeah, I told him get out.
So you did. I don't know if you heard me. Is that a ASPCA shirt?
No, it's
I
a
can't read it.
USPCA.
What is USPCA?
It's regional K9 cops
Okay.
support.
Okay.
It's like a shirt you get for donating or something like that.
Okay. I thought you may have donated to ASPCA.
I don't even know what ASPCA
Save animals.
is.
It's like they save animals in bad situations.
Oh,
People that are abusing them or starving them.
Yeah, we've probably donated to that before.
I don't know if we have that in East Tennessee. Probably should. But,
Yeah.
So when you came back, me and John were talking about speed runs.
Of
And I
this
was
game,
saying that I saw one on YouTube in under 3 minutes. I think it was.
the whole game.
Well, I don't know, because I told John I didn't have enough respect to watch the actual end of the video. I was just like, I watched like the first 30 seconds of it.
Oh,
And
I
just
see.
turned it off. But he was finishing levels in like 5 seconds. I mean, it was pretty ridiculous. He was just flying through it. I don't know if it was the whole game. How many levels are actually in this game?
I don't know. I've only made it to the silly level. That's as far as I've ever made it.
Yeah. I don't know how many's on it, but yeah.
I guess it'd be something to look up.
Yeah, we're experts at this game. If everybody listening, this podcast has kind of been all over the place a little bit.
So are we back on
Yeah.
track or we're still off track?
We were talking about speedruns, so I guess we're back on track.
Perfect.
Yeah, we can't figure out how many levels are actually.
Oh.
I don't know. People who've listened to us for a long time probably know that we're probably not the best people to be talking about the NES in
We're
general.
not experts. We've never
Yeah.
claimed to be experts.
We enjoy it. We like playing NES
You
games.
just get
We're
you
just
have
two dudes. We're just two dudes and a NES.
that's it.
Two
That's
NESs.
Two
Yeah,
NESs.
and that's it.
Two NESs and a Retron 5 now. I use my Retron 5.
You
quite
got a
bit.
Retron 5?
I've had one for a long time. I've just not really used it very much. But now I've started using it. Now that I got the flat TV.
Yeah.
I've had one since they came out. But you know what's
Doesn't
weird?
work
You know how
that
a lot of times stuff like Retrons, new technology or whatever, it comes out really expensive and then the price drops.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when the Retron 5 first came out, it was about $30-$40 cheaper than it is now for
Oh,
whatever
really?
reason. I guess
Well-
demand was just really high on it. I don't know. I really don't know. But when I got mine, it was, I don't remember how much it was. I think it was, I don't know. I don't want to speculate, but I just know that now it's like more expensive. The price went up since I got it.
What year do you suppose was the retro gaming craze began? Because I mean, you can say we are now in a retro gaming pretty much craze. Like it's very popular now. I mean, GameStop is selling retro games. Game prices for retro games have gone up. So when did that begin?
Let's see. When did we start Retro Thought Pod? Was that 2012?
Well, no, I was already living up here, and I didn't move up here until 2013.
So it's 2013. It was about a year or two before that it
Yeah.
kind of started. The movement kind of started.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know it was starting to hit its stride when we were talking about
I
Retro
think
Thought Pod.
when did the Wii re-release the NES games?
That's true. When did that happen?
I have a feeling that
There's 6 levels. Practice, beginner,
Yeah, so I can
intermediate,
believe under 3
serial,
minutes.
serial, and ultimate. Or serial. Silly and ultimate. I'm hungry. Okay, I need some Lucky Charms.
I can believe under 3 minutes then.
It still seems really hard to me. But,
We'll watch it afterwards and see if we
Yeah.
believe the guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, my point of this whole discussion of when did the retro gaming movement start is, did the Retron 5 come out before the big craze? And that's why I would say it may have gone up in
no,
price.
it was after the Retron. They had there's been a Retron 1, 2, 3. They skipped 4 and then they did a 5. So I had the
Who needs
Retron.
4?
I had, huh?
Who
This-
needs 4?
Yeah, I know. Who cares about 4? The number corresponds to the number of systems that it emulates, I think.
Although
Like the
Rocky
original-
4 may be the best Rocky.
False.
That's false. Rocky 1 is the best Rocky.
You really?
Yeah. That's.
I think
that's
2's
pretty
better
wide.
than 1.
No.
No, I'm pretty sure everybody agrees that 1 is the best.
Everybody? 1 is
Okay,
better.
everybody except for you.
2/3 of this podcast agrees that 1 was the best. I mean, in 4, he does defeat communism, which, I'm pretty sure that's what ended the Cold
I guess
War.
it depends on what glasses you're looking through. Okay, are you looking through like Rocky as compared to all the other Rocky movies and the style that the Rocky movies are? Or are you looking at just a good movie? Because Rocky 1 is a better movie than all the other movies. But if you look at the style of all the Rocky movies, Rocky 1 doesn't fit, so you can't throw it out. And then of the rest of them, 4 is probably the best.
Yeah, because I think it was really almost between 2 and 3. Rocky goes from being a boxer, like an underdog boxer, to being like a superhero.
Mm-hmm.
Like he just takes unfathomable punishment and comes back.
Yeah. So if you look at the superhero Rocky movies, I could see an argument for 4.
Yeah.
Although I kind of think 3 is a little better.
Well,
and 5 never existed.
Here's the thing.
No, there is no 5.
I'm getting some thoughts in my head. Okay, so it's Star Wars craze right now, right? Mm-hmm. So I was thinking about. It's been a long time since I've seen Star Wars. I was thinking about going back and watching the machete version, which is you get rid of 1, you watch 4, 5, then 2, 3, and then 6. So it gives you and people say that it gives you a more cohesive story that way. So I was just thinking, what if you chop Rocky up some of the same way? Like you get rid of some of the movies. So you watch like 1, then maybe you watch Rocky Balboa, and then you go back in time and watch another Rocky movie, and then you watch Creed or something. Which one did Apollo die in?
3.
4.
3?
No, he dies in 4.
Oh no, that's right.
He dies in 4.
Very beginning.
Right, he dies in 4. So let's say you watch Rocky 1, Rocky Balboa, 4, and then Creed.
I can see that.
I think that would be a good movie. I haven't seen Creed yet.
No, wait, say that again.
You watch 1, you watch Rocky Balboa, which is a newer movie.
Yeah.
Then you go back in time, which I thought Rocky Balboa was good.
I liked it.
Then you go back in time and watch, say, 4, the one where Apollo's.
Yeah, see, I think that's tough though, because if you only watch those movies, you don't really understand who Apollo is. You see Rocky beat him, and then he dies in 4.
Yeah. Okay. So which is the one where they're like real big buddies? Is it 3?
3.
Okay. So 1 Balboa, 3, 4 Creed.
I could see that.
Okay. What about 2 though? He rematches Creed in 2.
Yeah, I think 2 you can throw out. I think 2.
I like 2, but for the version, I can understand where you're coming from. The version you're talking about, it's not essential to
the cohesive story of all Rocky. I think 2 is kind of not an essential movie there.
Okay.
See what I'm saying?
But it builds on the rivalry that in 3 goes out the window so that he can help him beat.
But I think just the fact that Rocky faces him in the end of 1, I think that's enough in 3 to where Creed can kind of be his mentor guy or whatever.
Yeah. And then they have the homoerotic scene on the beach.
Yes.
Where they're jumping in the water and hugging.
Yeah.
And then they fight in Rocky's basement.
Okay, This is not the Rocky podcast. Although we should do a Rocky podcast.
Yes, we should.
I would like to do a Rocky podcast now.
I would.
Maybe we can make that a Patreon episode.
Yeah.
We all go see Creed and then watch. Then
I've heard Creed's pretty good.
Do a Rocky podcast.
I heard it is actually pretty good.
And I heard one of the reasons Sylvester Stallone did not have as much involvement.
Everybody loves Sly, but maybe that's for the best.
Yeah. All right. So we had a high score challenge.
All right.
Which I
Rocky?
didn't even. Yes.
No. For Marble Madness.
Which is supposedly what we're talking about today.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I
wish you could tally the time that's spent on other things versus Marble Madness.
On Marble Madness.
Yeah. Hey, I feel like we're bringing our A game on the tangent talk, though. So.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
So we had a high score challenge. We had 4 entries plus ourselves. Everybody else did better than us, or at least better than John and I. I don't know.
Way better than me.
I don't know what your high score was, Justin.
I didn't even pay attention because I didn't.
Okay, so in 6th place is John with like 9,000 maybe?
Something like that. It wasn't much.
Didn't even make it on the high score board of the game. No big deal. We're just having fun, right? We only played it about 17 times this morning in a span of 5 minutes.
Yeah. What are you going to do?
Yeah. Then in fifth place is me with, I think it was about 21,000.
21,490.
21,490. Yeah, I think that's right. 21,490. And then in fourth place, we got Mark Scott Jr. with 30,070.
Nice job.
Already like 10,000 more than me.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then we got Dude Hickman, that rascal, with 46,330. Which
Wow, Dude Hickman.
Normally, Dude Hickman, we're like, yeah, he's the bomb. But that also depends on whether or not Sean or Baz or Derek Fletchell enters the competition.
Right.
So Baz comes in second place with 60,500.
Wow.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And so we're left with first place, and it's either Derek Fletchell or Sean or Dude Sean, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Can you guess which one it is?
Fletchell.
It is. Of course, you probably already knew.
Yeah, I saw it. I
fine.
cheated.
It's fine.
I saw a screenshot for it, but I still think he's lying.
You can see him in the picture, taking the picture of his TV.
You can see him in the picture. Nope, he's lying.
I don't know that that's him.
Okay. That's fair.
Can you hold your driver's license and social security card and birth certificate?
And next to the ice. No, and I say that because I've played Marble Madness repeatedly in the past 10 minutes, and I just got on it.
Well, congratulations, Derek. You have the high score, and it's quite a whopping high score in my opinion. It's 70,740.
Wow.
So that is, I don't even know how you get that. I guess the game rolls over after you beat the last level because he's obviously had to have beaten the game to get this.
One word. Turbo.
Ah, that's it.
He knows about that turbo, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
He does. Hey, real quick, you're totally distracting me. Are you trying to check your reflexes in your hand?
I'm checking my finger reflexes real quick. Yeah.
If you're not watching, you're just listening. Justin has the little thing that the doctors bang on your knee. He's just like
a reflex hammer.
It's a reflex.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So that's the high score challenge. Congratulations, Derek. That was quite a job.
I don't believe you. Anyway,
John doesn't believe you. So I don't know any other than the turbo,
which
we didn't know about. I don't know of any other hints or cheats or anything. Do you?
No, I don't know of anything.
The only other thing is you can kind of cheat by playing a 2-player game, I guess, because you get extra time added if you're playing if you win and you're playing 2-player. So that's a little bit of a cheat.
As far as tips go, obviously we're not the experts, so we should ask Mr. Fletchell. But there's a certain point where I think you can fall over a ledge and not crack and have to restart.
Yeah.
But it's not very high. So there's probably some points in the game where you can go over a ledge and cut some corners.
Yeah, I'd say so. I know I did that a few times, mostly by accident. But so yeah, that's a pretty good tip, I guess. The other tip is there's some shortcuts in the game if you're risky enough to take them because they're usually more difficult, but they are shortcuts. So finding the shortcuts and getting good at using them is probably another good tip. So what did you think about the graphics there, Justin?
I mean, they're cool. I like the design of the courses. I don't know if I would say that it's graphically a great game, but the design of the courses, they really, I think, spent a lot of time with that, and that was really good. So, what do you think?
I kind of feel the same way. I feel like the NES graphics kind of hurt the style of the course because the NES does not do a really good job of shading and making a 2D image pop as a 3D image. I don't even know how to explain it. Like MC Escher style 2D is 3D stuff. The NES it kind of hinders that style of graphic art there,
See, I feel like that. I feel like the graphics were perfectly suited to the game for NES. I mean, they weren't amazing, but I mean that's what the game called for. And
yeah, I'm not saying they're bad in any way. I think perfectly acceptable. I just don't think they're
I would
anything
agree.
miraculous. I do love the course design though on almost every course. Of course, I haven't made it to the last one yet, but I love the fact that you play through. You get a practice course, then you get a beginner, intermediate, and then there's one called aerial, which I don't even understand what that means. I guess
You
because
start off up in the air.
Yeah, I guess
you do kind of start off.
you start off in the air, I guess. But then it says silly course, and it says everything you know is wrong, and you're like going
Yes.
up instead of down, and like all the bad guys are little teeny tiny. I just thought
Yeah.
that level's hilarious.
And there were birds.
Yeah, they're birds.
Mhm.
And
What
we
about the
mentioned
music?
earlier. We
Oh.
mentioned earlier that the music is just awesome.
Yeah, it is really good.
I love the
It
music,
really is good.
and the sound effects are cool too. Like when you fall from really high up.
Yeah, you sound like a ghost or something.
Yeah,
And then, and actually, just it kind of, I think this game especially points out how important good sound design is, because you bump into somebody and you're like, oh, that's a cool sound, or like you hit the wall and you're like, oh, that's a cool,
yeah. But it also helps in that you're trying to, because like I said earlier, the graphics are it's kind of hard sometimes to tell where a wall is in this weird 3D space. So having that bumping noise kind of helps you figure out, okay, that's a wall.
Yeah. It's kind of like playing the game blind. You'd hear
Yeah,
the noise.
of course. There's also, and I can't believe we haven't talked about this yet. You also bounce off the walls and stuff, right? And there's this weird like momentum to the ball that I love. I think it's really good. I don't know if it's just
Yeah, if you get going too fast in one direction, it's a lot harder to slow yourself down.
yeah. And in order to get up ramps, you have to have a little bit of momentum to get up the ramps and stuff. I guess this is an engineer's dream game right here because it's got physics.
Yeah.
So who designed the physics engine for
Well, one of those two guys,
those two guys, I guess?
Yeah.
Bob or the other guy.
Bob or the other guy, yeah.
Mark,
But yeah,
Bob or Mark.
I do love the sound and the music.
You love the sound of music?
Yes, the hills are alive with the sound.
I'd say it was a fun game. It was worth it.
Yeah. So ultimately, how much does this game go for? Just you don't know.
Between-
You write down.
Huh?
Do you know? Did you write down?
Did I the cost? Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I was just
Between-
assuming that because you didn't have a computer, you weren't able to do anything. That's my bad.
It's between $5 and $10.
Okay, so between $5 and $10. So do you think it's worth it for $5 to $10?
Sure. I think 5 definitely. Huh?
I just like your response. Sorry, you just said sure.
Sure. Why not? Nah, 5 definitely. 10 maybe a little steep because there's a lot of other good games that you can buy for $10. But 5 definitely worth it.
I think it's totally worth it. Of course, I've got some nostalgia going on, but I really like this game. You may not get hours of fun out of it, but you'll get a lot of 15-minute
You'll get
bursts
10
of fun.
minutes of fun. Yeah.
So I feel like it's one of those games like if heaven forbid you had to like narrow down your collection. I feel like Marble Madness is one of the games I'd actually kind of hold on to.
Yeah, and in fact, I am kind of narrowing down my collection as we cover games. I'm deciding whether to get rid of them or keep them, and Marble Madness is one that I'm going to keep. So
It's a keeper.
it's a keeper. So I mean, that's kind of what I just started doing. That we could even implement that into the show if we wanted to. But as we go through these games, I'm deciding to keep them or not in my collection, and I think I'm
Keep
going
them.
to
Or sell them.
keep them or sell them or give them away. I don't know.
Find a neighbor kid.
Find another neighbor kid. Pass on the tradition.
You give it to the neighbor kid, and of course, the neighbor kid nowadays is like, "What is this
Yeah, he's like,
Do this thing.
handing me?"
what? I don't understand. Is this Call of
Yeah.
Duty?
Yeah, this is not a disc. You tell me it's a video game, but I don't.
I don't see how I load this into my Xbox.
This will not fit in my Xbox. Is there a USB port?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Enough old man grumping.
Yeah. Friggin' it.
Yeah.
So, retrofitted trophies. Did you come up with any, Justin? I know we're a little bit outside. We've been out of the game for a while.
I actually kind of forgot to do that. To be honest with you, I kind of completely forgot that we do that on this podcast.
That's fair. I mean, we've been gone for a while.
See, this
Yeah.
is the one. I didn't put a lot of thought into it, but I thought of a couple because it's one of the things I was looking forward to
Yeah. Okay.
on the podcast. But I guess if I'm the only one,
I mean, this is pretty much one of the segments that everybody looks forward to. And no big deal, Justin. But I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
everybody loves.
the fans love it. I forgot about it.
yeah. All right. Well, I had
I'll
a
think of
couple.
one while I'm listening to John's terrible ones.
Oh, okay. Thanks. No, I'm just not.
Go, John.
All right. Well, I thought of a couple, and there's the Old Baloney Award, and that's when you die 5 times in a row and respawn in the same spot. Because usually that's what I end up saying after I just roll over the same edge of a cliff 5 times.
Okay, I've got one.
Calm to you if you just say "Oh, baloney."
Yeah. I've got one called Cracking My Marbles, and that is fall off the cliff at the beginning of the aerial stage. Because I didn't do it today, but at the beginning of the aerial stage, when you roll down, it automatically gives you enough momentum to just send you shooting off the edge right there at the beginning. So you got to hold back not to do that. But if you do fall prey to their little trick, you get the Cracking My Marbles trophy.
Yeah. And then there's the so close and yet so far trophy. That's when you run out of time within sight of the finish line, which tends to happen in like the later stages as you have less and less time to finish a course.
Okay,
You
that's good.
thought of one yet, Justin?
Yeah, this one's called "You Didn't Know About This, You Idiots," and that is "Know About the Turbo."
That's funny. I've got one more. It's called Pandemonium, and that is beat the silly stage, because that stage is just pandemonium.
Okay, it's a lot of ballyhoo and shenanigans.
There's some shenanigans, some
Tomfoolery, jinx.
Okay, those are the ones I had.
That's all I've got too.
Okay,
Sorry, fans.
sounds good.
That's good. That's good. All right, how are we going to rate this?
How about an old nostalgic toy? Because like marbles are like a kind of like an old. What do you think about that? No.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
I give it 4 out of 5 marbles.
All right.
Okay, that's not how we do this.
Kind of
but that's
going on
fine.
his own thing.
Fine.
Yeah.
Fine.
Did you say fine 5?
Yeah, 5. Yes. Just double down on my rating system.
Okay. All right. I'm going to give it Jax because I feel like, it's a game that probably not a lot of people played. But it's fun for about 10 minutes and then you're done.
Okay, I'm going to give it Pogs because
Yikes.
Pogs. Yeah. Yikes.
You didn't like this game.
No, it's a game that people like for nostalgic reasons. But it's a game that you don't really want to play very long. Like it sounds like a good thing to play, but then you just don't want to play very long.
Yeah, it's like, hey man, we should break up my Pogs and try that again. Remember back when we used to play Pogs? 5 minutes later,
I think I'm done with.
why did we do
Pogs.
this? This is I think I'm done with the Pogs. Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
Maybe Pogs was not the best choice.
Although I think I still have a really sweet slammer somewhere.
Oh, you
for
do?
Pogs.
You still
Maybe we
got your
should play
slammer.
Pogs.
Yeah. Real Pogs.
What did we just say?
Yeah, exactly. All
All right, we have a ton of listener feedback, both for this game and just in general. So we'll get through some of it. I'm not sure how much, if we'll get through all of it, but we'll definitely get through the feedback for this game. And then I've got some emails, some voicemails, a new iTunes review. I've got all kinds of stuff. So,
Oh boy.
yeah. So we'll start with Twitter. Feedback on Twitter. Feedback on Twitter. JB, or at Burks 008. Oh, 008. He was the bad guy in Goldeneye, wasn't he?
It was.
Or was that 006?
It was 6.
Okay, so 008. He's the newest and greatest agent. He says it's a controller thrower. Hashtag frustration.
Preach it, JB.
At Super Game Boys says one of my favorites. 8-Bit Baz, who got our number 2 high score, says always wanted to try the arcade original with trackball, but had to settle for this version. It's good though. Always enjoy it. Paul and Andy from Power Trip Gaming, who we had on the show not too long ago doing Legacy of the Wizard, said frustrating, yet somehow always find some way to come back to it. Great game. At Retrocade Games says great game, but incredibly short. It's difficult helps balance that out though. Its difficulty helps balance that out though. So it's a short game, but it's difficult, so it's a good balance. I agree with that.
Yeah, I think Power Trip Gaming had it right. It's frustrating, but you come back to it.
Yeah. All right, to Facebook, Panda Dude Panda says great game, but sometimes that soundtrack gets annoying.
I think I have to disagree with you there.
I think it gets annoying maybe if you're good enough to, play it for more than
10 minutes.
a 2-minute run.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But for me, it didn't ever get rolling. Gabe Van Gilder says the game that gives you headaches. All right. Dude Joe. Actually, that was Dude Gabe as well. Gabe's a dude. Sorry. Dude Gabe, Dude Joe. Dude Joe says, love this game. It was hard, but not impossible. I just wish Nintendo and Milton Bradley had released a trackball for this game. It would have been so much more fun and easier to control. This game had a killer soundtrack, though.
Nice.
Douglas Delecki Jr. says, needs more marbles and less madness. Harder than the arcade version.
I wonder if somebody submitted that to Nintendo. Could you remake this game with more marbles and less madness, please?
Jesse Benson says, Marble Madness is a great game. My youngest daughter gave me this cart for my birthday, and we have played it together many times since. I eagerly await this episode. All right. Hopefully we haven't disappointed so far.
Probably have. Dude, we haven't talked about Marble Madness.
We've talked a little bit. Dude J, Dude Jorgensen, Dude Fish Lips J. That's what he always announces himself when he calls in. So that's why we can announce him that way too. This is one of those games I love to play and immediately get mad about how hard it was. Call me a glutton for punishment.
Dude J, you are a glutton for punishment.
Thank you, John. Ryan Jackson says, I only played this game once. I remember the controls being awkward. That's all I got. Okay. This is something we didn't talk about. He must have picked 45-degree controls.
That was rough.
In the game, when you start it up, you have the option for 90-degree controls or 45-degree controls. I've never been able to wrap my head around 45 degrees. So I always pick 90 because 90 means that wherever you point is the way that the marble goes.
I think the difference is one works and the other one doesn't.
Yeah. So Ryan, maybe try it again with a 90-degree. Maybe you can try it again. Brad Barley says, my blood pressure goes up thinking about this game. Brian Eikenberry says, the absolute most aggravating blankety blank involving marbles. Bob Sestodio says, Nintendo hard for sure. Tom Rudd, who I don't think Tom's ever commented on something before.
Welcome, Tom.
Welcome, Tom. Tom Rudd says, the Black Knight marble on World 2. I'll never forget. Yeah, there's a marble on World 2 that just tries to knock you off. And
it's so memorable it made it to the cover art.
That's right. It's somewhat frustrating. And yeah, he seems to always do that. Dude Sean says, fun, but crazy though. A game my friends had that I never got. He also says, welcome back. Ivan says, never played this, but judging from a speed run on YouTube, it looks like it would be fun, though unforgiving, requiring a lot of precision. All right, Derek Fletchell says, yes, one of my favorites. I would play this at my cousin's house during the holidays, and it was always a blast. No matter how many times you beat it, there's always a challenge to better your time and score. Speaking of which, do I sense a high score challenge to go along with this one, Sean? It's been a while since the last one. And so Sean and I said yes, and here's the link and everything. And then Cleva the Great says, love this game. Cleva, sorry. Yeah. Sorry, Cleva. That makes more sense. Yeah, I get it. Cleva the Great. Yeah, that makes more sense. All right. Sorry, Cleva. Love this game, and I love the music even better. Jason Knopp, who did our new logo, says, my only memory about this game is that there was a kids game show that gave it as a prize at the end of almost every episode. I can't remember the show, though. I don't know. Maybe it was like Nick Arcade or something. I don't know.
Could be.
Double Dare. Aaron Hickman says, one of my favorite games from my childhood. There was just something so magical, ... about the Genesis version.
Ooh, yes.
I just got my cat to hiss. That was not me.
Yeah.
That's the sound of 13 kittens hissing.
Yes. Actually, no. Have you ever heard a kitten
13
hiss?
kittens would be like,
Yeah. If you've never heard a kitten hiss, they're like,
yeah.
anyway. Then Jason. Oh wait, he already said that.
Yeah.
Then Ross Beck. This may get comment of the show for me. Ross Beck says, "I'd comment, but I keep falling off my chair over and over and over
And over and over. Yes.
and over." And over.
Nice.
And then Chad McCall, who we haven't heard from in a while, but Chad says, "I love this game. I even scored the controller for it not too long ago."
Really?
He may be talking about a different system because I don't think the NES ever had a trackball.
Huh.
But cool. All right. That pretty well covers up the Facebook group. I have some. I'm opening up Word on my computer for some reason.
Nice.
I meant to hit Outlook.
Hold on. I need to type a document real quick.
Excuse me, podcast friends.
Okay, I've got a couple of voicemails here. So let's listen to some voicemails. First one up from Dude Sean.
Dudes, what's going on? Michael, Justin, Sean. Just calling and saying I'm glad to see you guys are back and look forward to some shows. All right. Later, guys.
Sweet.
It almost sounded like he said Michael, Justin, John, like he knew John was going to be here. Like he's in the know that old slapper bag is going to be sitting next to me.
Who?
Yeah. All right. Oh, we've got some really old ones on here, by the way.
Sorry.
Here's another one from, I'm not sure who this one is, but we'll find out.
Hey there, and welcome to the debut episode of the Talking Two Dudes in an NES podcast. We're the show that talks about the two dudes talking about the best and worst that the NES has to offer. Thanks to Michael and Justin for that great introduction, even if it was a little long. This week, the two dudes discuss Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. So let's dive right in, shall we? The dudes couldn't stop raving about this game that was made by some guy whose name Justin couldn't pronounce. Michael went on an epic quest for the cart this week. He actually bought 800-year-old samurai armor and a golden katana and fought his way all the way through Dimension X to get a copy of this game, which he probably could have bought on eBay for $4.99. The game discussion went on a little long this week since Michael decided to make up names for every single Foot Clan member in the game. So we'll just skip over that. But in the end, the dudes were able to come together over a plate of spicy buffalo wings and declare this game a gem. As far as retro-fitted achievements go, wait, what's that? They didn't play Turtles 2 this week? Well, what game did they play? Oh. Fisher Price's I Can Remember? Oh, well, close enough. Anyway, next week on Talking Two Dudes in an NES, we'll be covering what? The Retro Junkies Network is canceling our show? Well, in that case, thank you all for tuning into the final episode of Talking Two Dudes and an NES podcast. We sure had a good run. And now you know the rest of the story.
Nice.
So just to point out, Mike's phone has a transcription thing, and it kind of transcribes the voicemail, and it says that where is it? Yeah, it said it shows the toots couldn't stop raving about this game. So
The toots.
The toots.
Nice.
I will say I don't know who that caller was because they didn't leave their name, but we do have 2 more voicemails from them. But I'm pretty sure they're butt dials because I'm not going to play them because it may have some pertinent information. But they say things like, "Hey, Paul, what's up? And how are you doing today?" And then some conversation about some kind of building or something. I don't know. So
I just like to thank them for saying toots.
toots.
Yeah.
They didn't say toots.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we still got more. Let's listen to this one is from Jason, who did our logo. So let's listen to that.
Hey, dudes, this is Jason over at Jump Graphics and GrandStaffArsenal.com. Just wanted to drop a line and let you guys know what a pleasure it was working with you guys. Just found out about you back in maybe September, October time. I think I caught your Nightmare on Elm Street was your last recent cast, and then I've been catching up with you ever since and trying to listen to all the episodes. I think you guys do a great job. Want to do whatever I can to support you, so the opportunity to help you guys with the artwork was just a blast for me. I hope you guys enjoy it, and if I'm letting the cat out of the bag, you can save me for the next installment if you want. Also want to take this opportunity. I've always wondered, I wanted to ask you, as far as the origins to the running gag about Tom Arnold, I want to verify that you guys are in the correct terminology. When you say Tom Arnold, I know you're thinking about Roseanne Barr's cousin, but when it first came up and you said Tom Arnold would be impressed from The Wizard, I think you were talking about Kevin Arnold, who was played by Fred Savage. And I think you meant to say Fred Savage would be impressed, but I'm not quite sure. Maybe you really did mean Tom Arnold. I don't know. But, Fred Savage played Kevin Arnold in the Wonder Years. I was wondering why you made that connection. Or if you just really meant to say Tom Arnold, but then you would lose the video game connection. I'm not sure. Anyway, this is running kind of long. Just wanted to let you guys know I'm a new fan, but I've been following you really closely ever since, and I appreciate what you do, as well as the other D-Patters. Really want you to keep it up and keep the community strong. Appreciate your time, guys. If you need anything in the future, hit me up, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
All right, I'm going to take this one on, Mike, to answer his
it.
question about Tom Arnold. The Tom Arnold would be impressed. We're just big Tom Arnold fans.
Yeah. He's a good guy.
No big deal.
Okay. No,
I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't know who Fred Savage is.
If you listen to the Double Dragon episode, which is that's like episode 2 or 3, I think. If you listen to the Double Dragon episode, near the end, I don't even remember what I think I was telling everybody what my high score was, and Justin was trying to make, because at some point we had talked about the Wizard and how it was in the movie The Wizard, right?
Right.
How Double Dragon was in that movie, and Justin was trying to make a joke saying that Kevin Arnold from the Wonder Years, who was in the movie The Wizard, would have been impressed with my score because he was impressed with the kid's score in The Wizard, right? Well, just a slip of the tongue, and Justin says Tom Arnold would be impressed instead. I think I just couldn't stop laughing until the show was over. I think we just ended the show because it was just so funny that from then on, we just started saying Tom Arnold would be impressed.
Right.
As a renegade.
And Putin rejoices.
So if you want to hear the origination of that, Tom Arnold would be impressed, then you need to go to the Double Dragon episode, and it's near the end. Just a slip of the tongue that's lasted for,
2 years?
60 episodes now, 2 years.
Yeah.
But we've still yet to get Tom Arnold on the show.
Yeah.
Keep hoping.
Dude Purcell apparently met Tom Arnold but couldn't get him on our show. I don't know what happened there. But
Well, here's the thing. We've got some Iowa listeners.
mm-hmm.
Dude Purcell being one of them. So any of you Iowa listeners, if you catch him in Iowa, because I know he's from Iowa, just say, hey, just speak into my phone. Say, this is Tom Arnold, and you're listening to Two Dudes in S. Record that, send it to us, and we'll be gold.
Yeah.
We will have Tom Arnold.
You should get Tom Arnold to say that I'm Tom Arnold, and I'm impressed with Two Dudes.
Yes, yeah, you get that.
That would be
instead.
perfect.
Do that instead. I'm Tom Arnold, and I'm impressed with Two Dudes in S.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Yes.
So some listener, get that for us, and we will be forever in your debt. You'll be an honorary dude for sure. And if you're not already an honorary dude, you'll be a double honorary dude.
Yeah.
All right, I've got. We'll do one more. This one is from Dude Jorgensen. I've actually got two from Dude Jorgensen. Did we do the one where he said, "This is a really bad call, I'm sorry," at the end?
I don't remember if we did or not.
Okay, well, let's try it.
Okay.
Dude J, Dude Jorgensen, Dude Fish Subs J calling in. I was listening to your Friday the 13th is not the right movie, Nightmare on Elm Street episode with Paul Kluel. And I was just calling to congratulate you. I just received word from the Academy that your opening skit was, they're putting you up for a nomination for Best New Podcast Intro. It's a new category. So congratulations. And I'm sure that, maybe Arnold Schwarzenegger will talk you, do the introductions or whatever. They'll be like, yeah, in here, two dudes and a nest. And with their Nightmare on Elm Street intro. God, this was a really bad call. I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry, Jay. I liked it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
All right, we've got some more calls. I'm going to save the rest of them. We do have. We're running a little long. We'll save the iTunes for next time. We'll save the rest of the calls for next time. I do have one email that's been sitting for a really long time that we probably need to read. So I'm going to let John do the honors. This is from Ivan.
Dudes, my son and I enjoyed the Castlevania episode. It was a favorite of mine while growing up, and it was fun hearing your take on it. As to the background of my name, Ivan, while it was fun imagining myself as a Transylvania, squaring off against the Belmonts, I am, in truth, named after my father and grandfather, and am of English and Lebanese descent. Go figure. You guys had me chuckling as usual this episode. The image of one of my cats being dumped at the feet of a chasing mummy, leading the mummy to be distracted by her severe adorableness, was very funny. As to Bram Stoker, that might be best left for the next Patreon exclusive. Smiley face. Thanks again for doing Castlevania, and if you're still having trouble connecting with Turtle Flakes for TMNT2, if I may be so bold following my Patreon pick, I humbly suggest for your next episode, the Soviet-inspired Karnov. Putin would certainly rejoice. In closing, I'd like to say that meat is delicious. Smiley face. Ivan.
Thank you, Ivan. I figure we better read that one since Castlevania is pretty far removed at this point. But I do remember we did comment on Ivan thinking that he was. We said it was the perfect game for him to pick because his name was Ivan or something like that.
Right. Yeah.
And the cat stuff. That's good. That's gold. That's podcast gold right there.
Yeah, you want to double your listeners to a podcast? Cats.
Talk about cats. That's how we've got this far. Mm-hmm.
Cats are a winner.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's shout out the Retro Junkies. Justin, I'm going to put you on the spot. Name them all.
Well, I'm getting choked up here. Let me just throw up here for a minute, and then I'll tell you. We've got Winging It. We got a bunch of Atari podcasts they can't keep up with. Retro Obscura. Turtle Flakes. Genesis Gems. Metroidvania Mayhem.
All right.
What?
No, go ahead. I just said okay. All
You
right.
were cutting me off.
No,
Okay.
I was trying to. Well, I did poorly, but I was trying to just say, "Good job, keep going. You got this."
Oh, okay.
I was also going to say,
Um,
"Okay, I'm pulling up the list to see if you get them all right."
Nah. Duh.
Okay, how about this? How about this?
How about there's
How about I'm going to name them to you, and then you're going to
Okay.
say whether or not you think they're on the show, or whether or
I
not you think
they're
they're
on the
network.
show.
On the network.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
sorry.
All right.
I'm going to name them off, so you tell me, are they or aren't they on the network? It's a little quiz game. Okay.
Okay.
Two dudes in a
I'm
nest.
ready. No.
Okay. Correct. Genesis Gems.
Yes.
Okay. Retro Obscure.
Yes. You're just saying all the ones that I've already said.
I
Huh?
all those.
Fairflakes.
Yes.
90s Entertainment Show.
Yes.
Comic Nerds Unite.
I don't think they're part of it, are they?
No, they're not.
Are
Good
they?
good call. Good call.
Yeah.
You're smart.
Okay.
You're smart. Atari 2600 Game by Game Podcast.
Yes.
Atari 5200 Super Podcast.
Yes.
Atari 7800 Game by Game Podcast.
Yes.
Cartridge Freaks.
Yes.
Okay. ColecoVisions Podcast.
Yes.
The Greatest American Hero Podcast.
Yes.
The Intellivisionaries Podcast.
Yes.
Okay. Metroidvania Mayhem.
Yes.
Tadpog.
No.
Okay. N64 Gaming Podcast.
Yes.
NES Club Gamercast.
Yes.
Okay.
No.
No Quarter
Yes, no.
Podcast.
Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
Our Brooklyn Bites.
What?
It's a newer show. It's called
Okay.
Our Brooklyn Bites. Yeah, it's on the network.
Is that about pizza?
Yeah, I think
Yes.
so. I think so.
No, I don't know.
I don't know. Let's see. Our Brooklyn Bites is what happens when two Brooklynites spend an afternoon chatting about video games and technology
And pizza.
and
And
pizza. Pixel Tunes Radio.
Yes.
Retro Rewind Podcast.
Yes.
Retro Thought Pod.
Yes.
Are you getting tired of this? There's just a few more. Promise. Star Wars Nerds Unite.
Yes.
Yes. 10 Pence Arcade.
Yes.
The Channel F Files.
Yes.
The Adam Carolla Show.
No.
No, he actually is.
Yeah.
He just joined.
Oh,
Just
he
joined.
it?
Just joined.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The SNES Podcast.
Yes.
The Toys R Us Report.
Yes.
Master System Masterpieces.
Yes.
Serial.
No.
All right. You got them all right.
Yeah.
Except for the Adam.
Except for the Adam Carolla one. But you didn't know. We were trying to keep that.
Okay.
We're trying to keep that one.
Contract.
Yeah, it's a contract thing.
Yeah.
That's fine. Okay, let's see. John, you got anything to say? Are you doing anything interesting?
I'm never doing anything interesting, but thanks for having me on.
Mm-hmm. You're welcome.
He's going to buy some sweet feed.
Yeah.
Gotta go feed his horses. Thank you to the Patreon donors. We did release one Patreon episode in between during our break. We were going to release a second, but I feel like your computer lost the show. Your
No,
portion of the show.
I still have it.
Okay. So we may still be able to release that one. It may sound really old at this point because I think we talked about Thanksgiving, but
Yeah.
or we just save it till next Thanksgiving, right?
We could. Yeah.
Then it'll sound really old because I think we're talking about other stuff too.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you to the Patreon. If you want to donate to us on Patreon, feel free. It's patreon.com/NESdudes. We appreciate the donations. We did drop back below our game giveaway mark. So we may or may not be giving away the games now that we're back from break. Not that any of you have gotten your games from us that you've won before yet, because we're slow as molasses. But
Yeah, because that's my problem.
no, it's both of us, because I took a long time to ship it to you.
Okay.
So
They're coming.
two
So we say.
dudes swimming in molasses. But anyways, so we'll give games away every now and then. But right now, until we get back up to the reward tier for giving away games, then it may or may not happen. Let's see. Justin, can you tell people where to find us without the help of your computer?
You can find us on any social media outlet. Also, you'll find us on Facebook, or well, that's a social media outlet. But you'll find us on our website, twodudesandans.com, nesdudes.com, and Nest. Wait, what's the next one? Let's see. Nintendudes.com. Yeah. All right. Check it out. And how do you call us?
With a telephone.
Hey-o.
No, what you do, whenever we post up our brand new logo for all to see, you take that logo, you download that to your phone. I'm assuming most everybody's using cell phones these days. So you download that to your phone, okay? You add a new contact. That new contact says Two Dudes and an S. That's the name of the contact, all right? And that number that you put in that contact is 775-773-8761. What is it, John?
775-773-8761.
Yes. And so then you make that contact photo our new logo. And then anytime that you want to call our show, which is, I'm assuming, at least weekly, maybe every other day, you call that contact, boom, you're calling our show. That's how you call us. Or
Sweet.
if you're on a rotary dial, then I guess you just do 7757-RETRO-1 and call us.
If you're on a rotary phone, I feel like maybe you have some other issues that you need to work through first.
Yeah, maybe. All right. Also, review us on iTunes. We're at 103 right now. So 103, almost all glowing 5-star reviews. There's a few 1s and 2s and not really any 3s, I don't think. But there's a couple people that hate us out there. So
Sorry, people who hate us.
No.
I'm not sorry. And then, so here's an outro with, I guess, music to the next game, which I'm not sure. I think it's going to be a Patreon pick.
All right. Goodbye, everybody.
See ya.
See y'all later.
All right.
All right.
Isn't the next game Base Wars?
Oh, well, maybe.
Which
depends.
it should have been.
I think the next show is going to be, if we can get enough calls, it'll be the 2015 wrap-up show. Where we talk about all things 2015 and all things we're excited about in 2016. And then we'll do a game.
All right. I got to run.
Yeah, me too. See ya.
See ya.